Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are the Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa is filling in for Jess. And let's get in some front page news. Good morning, Morgan.
Good morning. Good morning. Listen, Glow got the affirmations you need to get your day started.
Period.
Big Glow, not the little one. Okay, so let's go ahead and get to it. We have 1 week until the first presidential debate between Vice President Kamala Harris and former President Donald Trump. Both campaigns are continuing to campaign in swing states until then. Republican vice presidential candidate J.D. Vance, he's scheduled to visit Arizona today, while Trump is set to hold a rally in Wisconsin on Saturday. Now, VP Harris, she used Labor Day to campaign in Pennsylvania, her first joint rally with President Biden since he dropped out of the race for the White House. She also held an event in Michigan. So let's hear more from Vice President Harris during her campaign event in Michigan on Labor Day.
We celebrate unions because unions helped build America, and unions help build America's middle class. You better thank a union member for the 5-day work week. You better thank a union member for sick leave. You better thank a union member for paid leave. You better thank a union member for vacation time.
So, of course, that was a union rally in Detroit, Michigan. It was her fourth trip to Michigan this year, her second since becoming the Democratic presidential nominee. She spoke at a gym at Northwest High School.
And
Elsewhere,
when it comes to the debate too, I said this yesterday, but it's just true. She can't lose. Like she'll eat them up if it's just a straight up debate, and they just got to debate, the issues and policies. She'll win there, and if she frazzles him, which I'm sure she will, and he overtalks her, insults her, try to overpower her, she still wins anyway because he gonna look like a madman.
Yeah, facts.
Like the Trump face that he makes.
Yeah.
But speaking of which, Trump, he is pleading not guilty after he was once again indicted for election interference in 2020. Now, special counsel Jack Smith filed a revised indictment last week after the Supreme Court ruled that former presidents have some immunity for their actions while in office. Now, on Tuesday, Trump directed his legal team to plead not guilty on his behalf. He was not there, but they did plead not guilty on his behalf. And the new indictment keeps the same charges Trump faced before, but instead highlights his actions as a candidate and a private citizen. So, that gives it some definitive lines there. So, in terms of what he did as a president, or what do they call it, as an official act, as opposed to him being a private citizen. Now, Trump is also...
And that's why he can admit to it. That's why he could just admit to it on Sunday morning or on Fox News, where he could say, hey, he had every right to interfere in the 2020 election because he got immunity.
Right, absolutely. But what he doesn't have immunity to is playing the Isaac Hayes song, Hold On, I'm Coming. So the campaign is being ordered to pause the use of that song, co-written by Isaac Hayes. Of course, last month, the estate threatened the Trump campaign with legal action, and they did that. On Tuesday, a federal judge in Atlanta issued a ruling temporarily blocking Trump from using the song. The Republican National Committee and Trump campaign have claimed that the Hayes estate does not hold the rights to the license of the song. However, on Monday, Isaac Hayes III posted a letter from music licensing organization BMI sent to the Trump campaign in June that notified the campaign the song was being excluded from its licensing agreement. Trump, don't use the song, just don't use it.
We spoke to them too, and they were looking forward to that trial
Yesterday, yeah.
Yep, they were. Yeah. So they got what they wanted from it, but there's still more to come.
No, they didn't get what they wanted yet.
All the way.
Yeah, they got him to stop playing, but they also want, he got to pay for it. Yeah, there's no way that you could just use my song without, getting the proper permission, and if you do, I need my bread.
Salute to our guy Isaac Hayes III. He was out there dressed like he'd been leading marches since 1964.
What? With them glasses on?
With the glasses on and that fresh suit.
That's right.
Only difference is he has some comfortable shoes. See, we learned from the ancestors. You know what I'm saying? You can't march in hard bottoms. All right.
And just to wrap up this segment, I want to make mention that September is Suicide Prevention Month. It's a time when groups try to bring awareness to the crisis of suicide and making sure those going through difficult times have access to the resources that they need to seek help. Now, since 2022, 988, that's 988, has been the suicide crisis hotline in the U.S. So if you or someone you know needs help, there are resources available to you. And I hope anyone listening going through a tough time will take this as a sign and get the help that they need. And there's nothing wrong with asking for help. Just talk to Charlamagne.
Yes, and I speaking of that, I'll be announcing my 4th annual Mental Wealth Expo soon too. It's a day of mental health education and healing. We do it every year here in New York City. It's a free event, and we provide all of those resources: the psychiatrists, the therapists, the spiritual leaders, the grief counselors, all of that good stuff. So I'll be announcing my 4th annual Mental Wealth Expo like soon. Yeah. Like real soon.
And also check on your family and your friends. You just never know what somebody's going through. Even if it seems like they okay, just make sure you check on them, you call them, you speak to them, you give them some great words, because sometimes that's all somebody needs. I've been there. I wrote about it in my book, but sometimes just check on your family members and your friend, all right? And that is front page news. Thank you, Morgan.
Yeah, all right, no problem. We'll talk more on the in the next hour.
All right. And everybody else, get it off your chest. 800-585-1051. If you need to vent, phone lines are wide open. Call us up right now. It's The Breakfast Club. Good morning.
Wake that ass up.
Early in the morning.
The Breakfast Club.
Morning, everybody. It's DJ NV, Jess Hilarious, Charlamagne the Guy. We are The Breakfast Club. Lauren LaRosa filling in for Jess. And let's get in some front page news. What's up, Morgan?
What up? So President Biden says the U.S. has gone from an economic crisis to the strongest economy in the world. You agree? No. Well, speaking at the kickoff event of the Investing in America content series on Tuesday, Biden touted what his administration has done since he took office to help boost the economy. Let's hear more from President Biden.
4 years ago, when I came to office, the pandemic was raging and our economy was reeling. 4 years later, we still have more to do, but we had one of the most extraordinary periods of progress ever in history of this country. A record 16 million new jobs, record small business growth, record stock market, record high 401ks, wages are up, inflation is down, way down, and continuing to come down, and the smallest racial wealth gap in 20 years.
Is any of that true?
I mean, it's all true, but here's the problem with statements like that. I always say, for who? Who's the economy better for? Because everyday working class people, they not feeling that. A lot of times, they have those conversations and they come from a real corporate lens. They say the stock markets are high. The people I'm talking about ain't got no stocks.
Nope.
So it's just like, who are you talking to when you say, the economy is the best in the world?
That's what Iceberg Vezzo was talking about when he was up here. Like, it's the trickle down. They don't feel it.
No, but the trickle down never works.
Nope.
Trickle down economics do not work.
He also added that he signed legislation that brought the chip factories back to the U.S., so there's that, too.
Chips?
Yeah, chips and science. Well,
chips that go in like your cars and your phone and stuff.
Oh, I thought he meant like the Hearst factory.
You meant like potato chips you talking
I'm
about.
like, is that what
You
we're
hungry?
talking about?
You hungry?
Christ.
Well, it's been a long night, MB.
Listen, so meanwhile, Chase Bank is saying the recent viral TikTok trend, if y'all are participating in it, your kids participating in it, they're saying, Chase Bank is saying, hey, it's really check fraud, so yeah, don't do it. Over the weekend, videos of on the popular social media app showed users depositing fake checks for large amounts of money and quickly withdrawing the cash from their own account. Some users claimed a glitch in the bank system allowed people to get the cash from the deposited checks. Instead, those who tried to take advantage of the so-called glitch later ended up seeing large negative balances on their accounts. In a statement, Chase said the incident has been addressed and added, regardless of what you see online, depositing a fraudulent check and withdrawing the funds from your account is fraud, plain and simple. So yeah, don't do that, y'all.
Like, you had to know that they just wasn't giving you. Like, come on.
I love that. That's the type of jail time I like to see people get. Because how stupid can you be? You know what you're doing is wrong. You know what you're doing is illegal. Like, you going out of your way with intention to goddamn try to get you some free money that you know ain't yours.
But you know us. We gonna go.
And I love to see them people go to jail.
But how do we make it a viral TikTok sensation? Like,
everybody was online. Like, y'all didn't see it over the weekend? Like, I literally was like, wait, what is happening with Chase? Like, everybody was online. They were posting photos from the ATM. It was like a whole thing. People were posting fake photos from the ATM.
Yo, that's crazy.
Look at this crime I'm committing. Hey, Mr. White Man, come lock me up, please. I'm begging you to put me in handcuffs.
It's almost like the Hyundai boys that was doing that viral thing where they'll teach you how to steal a car.
Yeah.
Like, that don't seem crazy? And it goes viral?
Once again, that's the type of jail time I like to see people get. You earn that. I like when they earn it. Earn it.
And then you're doing it with your own bank account. Listen, just don't mess with it. Don't mess with the banks. Don't mess with the checks. Don't mess with the fraud. Just maybe get off TikTok and just watch stuff. I don't know. Don't do stuff from TikTok.
Imagine praying for that and thinking it's a blessing.
Yo.
Oh my God.
You praying for some financial relief, then something like that happened. That is not of God.
The pandemic boys thought they was back outside. Okay.
Always remember Satan got a kingdom too, y'all.
Speaking of trying to get paid, remember we were talking about the California slavery reparations bills that aren't going anywhere. So Janelle King, the co-chair of Let's Win for America Action, she says it's time to move on from the issue. Let's hear from her.
The fact of the matter is we know that the reparations in which these individuals are seeking is not possible. It's not going to happen. We're not economically positioned to do it. The truth is the reparations that we seek as a Black Americans or as any American already exists. It exists in the American dream.
So what do y'all think about that? She said it's time to move on. To seek reparations or not to seek reparations? That is the question.
I disagree. I don't think it's something to move on from. I don't think reparations will ever come in some type of cash payout. But I do think reparations for Black Americans is absolutely possible. I don't know what that will look like, but I don't think it's something to move on from.
So the Senate bill stalled last weekend, and the key California lawmaker behind them is putting the blame on Governor Gavin Newsom. That's California's governor. Democratic State Senator Stephen Bradford confirmed the governor's office asked for more studies on the issue, effectively delaying any cash payments to those whose ancestors were enslaved. Bradford added that Newsom's aides also cited cost concerns. That's what, Janelle mentioned. She's saying it's not economically feasible. And a Newsom spokesperson insisted that the governor is still working with the Legislative Black Caucus on their reparations package. So it just might mean, a matter of changing things around.
Yeah, there has to be some type of economic equity package, for what happened to, us as Black people in this country. I don't know if that is a cash payment, but there has to be some type of economic equity package in some form.
Speaking of Black people, we here for our people. A new curriculum aimed at showing the contributions of people of African descent is coming to New York City public schools. The curriculum, called Black Studies as the Study of the World, is about to roll out in public schools from preschool through 12th grade. Supporters say they have such curriculum will help New York City students learn about the contributions made to the country by those of African descent, as well as the challenges minorities in the U.S. still face today. So shout out to y'all out there in New York, about to get that Black Studies. The kids about to learn about those Black Studies and all the amazing African and Caribbean and American, Black American people.
There you go.
So, yep, that's your front page news. I'm Morgan Wood. You can follow me on social at Morgan Media, MorgynMedia. And for more news coverage, be sure you're following the Black Information Network at Black Information Network. Download the free iHeartRadio app and listen at BINnews.com. Y'all have a great Wednesday.
Thank you, Morgan.
Wake that ass up. Early in the morning. The Breakfast Club.